Thank you very much. I'm glad to present in this first forum of the 25th year anniversary of COPE. My name is Itamar Ashkenazi, and I will briefly present about declaring editorial potential conflicts of interest. This is my comprehensive list of potential conflicts of interest. It is almost 30 years now that the issue of conflicts of interest in scholarly publications was defined, and it basically refers to a situation in which professional judgment concerning a primary interest may be unduly influenced by a secondary interest. And it is pretty much accepted that conflicts of interest are a source of bias that may affect the credibility of scholarly publications. Conflicts of interest are inevitable. Their existence does not necessarily indicate unethical behavior, and all in the publication process may be affected, and biases arising from conflicts of interest are hard to recognize. Journal editors may have many potential conflicts of interest, and the decision whether to accept or reject a submission may be affected by many factors, such as the journal's impact factor, potential revenues associated with certain publications, and the need to keep the publisher and the reviewers happy. Then there are other less recognizable personal conflicts of interest. Declaring conflicts of interest is the universal way we currently deal with potential biases that may arise. Though most journals demand such declarations from authors, the proportion of journals that report individual editors' potential conflicts of interest is very low. The interesting finding of this study published by Rafael Del Rey and his colleagues was that the endorsement of ICMGE recommendations or COPE membership was not associated with disclosure of editorial conflicts of interest. The inclination in recent years has been towards declaring on a comprehensive list of potential conflicts of interest. However, the components of this comprehensive list and what should be published varies across journals. In 2007, the Journal of Clinical Investigation adopted its policy requiring all editors to disclose any potential conflicts of interest and renew these annually. This medical journal identified two tiers of potential interests. The first tier of conflicts are posted online. Editors with potential conflicts of interest with a manuscript submitted to the journal are recused from editorial discussion and decisions concerning that manuscript. Other journals followed suit. However, as you can see here, some variation exists between the journals. For example, the threshold for declaring income may be different. Some journals post their editors' conflicts of interest online, others do not. Though financial issues have taken priority, the non-financial potential conflicts of interest are many times more common. For example, I'm currently involved with 3 editorial boards. EJOT is a society-based journal where many of the studies are submitted by members of the society. So the editors, most authors, and most reviewers all know each other. And the same may be true with RMJ, which is institution-based. How to deal with submissions when you're an editor of a journal with a very specific, limited scope of interest and readership was evaluated by the editorial board of JAMA Ophthalmology. The editor-in-chief had to recuse herself from 8% of the submissions, and the decision-making was handed over to one of the senior editors. In only one of the submissions did the editor-in-chief and senior editors all recuse themselves, forcing them to hand over the responsibility of handling the submission to one of the editorial board members. This basically follows COPE's advice on the matter. However, JAMA is a big journal with a big editorial board and multinational readership. When it comes to smaller journals, this process may be more challenging to implement. So we've reached the end of this introduction. We have defined several issues for today's discussion, and I will hand now the microphone over to Trevor. Thank you very much.